And we're going to be talking, and you're going to see a very familiar theme through these passages, and that's the theme of newness. We're going to talk about the fact that we have a new future. And what does that mean? It means, first of all, a new heaven and earth, a new city, a new government, and a new family. And when we, once we grasp this and understand this, this provides just an amazing amount of hope and excitement about the future that we have as Christ followers. So let's take a look, first of all, at our new future. In Revelation 21, verse 1, it says this, Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. So what we see here is, God restoring the creation the way it was meant to be. And we can go all the way back to Genesis chapter 1, that everything is brought full circle back to that. That the ideas that we have of what heaven is like for anyone that passes away now, that's no longer going to be. That there's going to be a day where God sets up and establishes a new heaven and a new earth. And what we know now will be no longer. And it's just an amazing thought. Now, I know in class that there were a lot of kids asking questions about what does that mean, there was no longer any sea. Does that mean there will be no water or anything? I don't know about the specifics of that. And I'm not sure what John was thinking or what he was looking at when he wrote this. He might be talking specifically about the Mediterranean Sea or maybe a body of water that he's close by. But there were so many images of water that I would think that the new earth would definitely need water to sustain plant growth and animal life and human life. So I think you can rest assured that you will see a sunset off of Lake Erie, and it will be totally different than what we have today, or the ocean, or whatever body of water you prefer. All right, a new future. We move on. Revelation 21, verse 2. It says, I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. So we see here a new city. When Jesus talked to his disciples about, I go to prepare a place for you, we get a little bit more of an image of that in Revelation, of this image of this new Jerusalem, that there will be this new city that has been prepared by God, that's going to be amazing and beautiful, that we will be a part of. And then also it talks about our new future. It mentions in Revelation 21, moving on to verse 3 and 5 through 5. It says, And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Now the dwelling of God is with men, and he will live with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. He who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new. Then he said, Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. So what we see here is a new government. And this is amazing to think of. No longer will this be, God that we read about in the Bible, but we will actually live in his presence, where his presence will come down in the New Jerusalem, and he will live among us, and he will rule. And there will not be communist countries, dictatorships, democracies, republics. There will be one government controlled and ruled by God, and it says here that there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. He'll wipe away every tear from their eyes. So all the pain and suffering that we have gone through from the effects of sin will be erased. And we will be able to live in his presence with hope, with no fear, with just feel the sense of complete love, knowing that God has completed everything. He's made everything new, and he's brought everything back to the way it was supposed to be before the fall. And it's just an awesome thing to grasp and comprehend. And then the final thing here is in our new future. In Revelation 21, it goes on that he said to me, It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To him who is thirsty I will give to drink without cost from the spring of the water of life. He who overcomes will inherit all this, and I will be his God, and he will be my son. And so this gives us the image of a new family, that now we have God our Father in our presence, and we are all sons and daughters of the one true God, living among him and doing his work and living on this earth that is no longer under the curse of sin, living fully into new bodies that are not plagued by sin. I mean, imagine the hope of that kind of future and what that looks like. You know, that our future rests in knowing that there will be a new heaven and a new earth, a new city, a new government, and a new family. As we look at just a lot of the struggles that we're going through as a country or as a world even today, all the differences of opinions, all the accusations against leaders, all the fear that's drudged up over different topics, it's not going to be like that anymore. You know, God will rule with mercy, with love, with grace, with justice, and we will all live in his presence as his sons and daughters, and it's just going to be an amazing day. These are the thoughts and ideas that we need to put our hope in, and not get ourselves so caught up in our own political system and our own situations, and just knowing that God's going to bring everything back to the way it was meant to be. And when we live the way, knowing that that's what our future is like, people are going to see a difference in us. Why? Because we live with patience, we live with love, we live with grace, we live with a joy that's not dictated by what our politicians today say or what our government might say or what's going on in the world. But we live in a different realm with a different kind of hope that is provided by our God, and not our particular politicians or whatever. So keep that in mind. As Christians, we need to rise above the fray of what is common in our culture and understand that we've got something far more amazing to look forward to than any political system will ever bring as far as a future for us. What we have now will always disappoint to some level, but what we have coming in the future will be amazing, and that's what we need to put our hope in.